Hello, good afternoon, everyone who all are joining in and who may join later in the session today. This is your host, Himanshi Kaushik, and I sincerely welcome everyone in the webinar today on breaking boundaries, exploring the world of freelancing while pursuing an architecture education. And before I move on to the experts who are going to help us in knowing all the different opportunities we can have in freelancing while pursuing the architecture specifically, I hope that you all are doing fine, sound, safe, and healthy at wherever you're taking this session from. So we are joined by Professor Architecture Nagendra Narayan, who is working as an HOD in Architecture and Design Department from in lovely professional university, and he's associated with number of technical, educational, and societal society in different parts of India, and he has about 1.5 decade architecture academics excellency already. He was also awarded by Gaurav Samman and Rajya Ratna Samman in the year of 2004 and 2008 respectively for his interest in social and educational work. He was also awarded gold medal for outstanding performance in MR in the year 2012. He's awarded A3 Foundation Teacher Award 2015 for outstanding contribution for the architectural fraternity for the nation by legend architect of India, architect S.D. Sharma on the 60th Design Award function of A3 Foundation in Chandigarh, India. He is a professor now, and he was also honored by Srijan Book of World Records, a unit of Rashtra Srijan Abhiyan India on January 15, 2020 for his outstanding contribution to aware the people of India about heritage and leading the global movement by Heritage My Pride. So it is a pleasure to be here, to be able to listen to you in the session, and I welcome you in the session, sir. And we are also joined by architect Mostafizur Rahman, who has completed his bachelor's of architecture from Sri Mata Vaishno Devi University, Katra, and he worked with architect Abhijit Ray in New Delhi, where he actually developed an interest in industrial area planning, and he further pursued a master in planning from CEPT University, Ahmedabad, where he actually majored in the industrial area planning and management. He went to work for Haryana Infrastructure and Industrial Development Corporation, that is HSIIDC, and being a town planner at HSIIDC, Mr. Rahman worked on planning and land acquisition for several industrial township projects. Mr. Rahman has also been associated, of course, with the university, that is Lovely Professional University, since 2016 now as an associate professor, and he was also appointed as a school's admission and media coordinator as well. And Mr. Rahman is pursuing PhD in architecture from Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar, and he is an active researcher in the field of planning for inclusive cities. Sir, again, I welcome you in this session. And it is a pleasure again, of course, to listen to you in the webinar here. And before I request you to take over the screen, I want all the participants to know that this session will be uploaded on YouTube and on the site as well. So you can explore that also. And now you can post in your queries in the chat box and Q&A box so that we don't miss the queries that you have. Sir, Rahman sir, over to you, and looking forward for this good session, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the wonderful introduction. And thank you, Nagendra sir, for being present in the session. Today's topic is very important in terms of architecture education, mainly because what we have discussed since when we are developing our curriculum, when we are developing our scheme syllabus, when we learn that the industry is developing in a different pace and education is developing in a different pace. To cope up with the industry's pace, we have to get together with the understanding what industry is doing and what education is doing. Now, there is a gap in between. There is a gap of it is enlarging in a very rapid manner. So we have to fill up the gap. To fill up the gap, we could do some strategies which we may call as the internship or going to architects, and during our education period, during the BArch, we can go to architects, we can learn from the architects, from their live projects, we can learn from the engineers, from their live projects, and we can implement those in our academic project. Also, we can do is we can build some contact with the architects and do some projects which are in freelancing in nature, or we can do projects which we can do on our own during our education, architecture education. This is the main concept of today's webinar, where we want to know that whether we can pursue, whether we can do little or small projects, which architects also do, where during our architecture education, what benefits it is going to give us, what challenges it is going to, what challenges we can face while doing the freelancing project during the education, what our students have done in LPU, BArch students have done some freelancing projects in LPU. We want to show that what challenges they faced and what is the total conclusion and what is the output. We are going to discuss this in today's session. Before going further, let's understand what is freelancing. Freelancing is independently doing some kind of a project. Architects have the liberty to work independently whenever they become an architect. But before becoming an architect, you are, or someone is a student of architecture, will he be able to do some kind of a project which is independent in nature? Will he be able to contact the clients to get the freelancing project? Yes, obviously they can. But the project should be in association with architects. Freelancers in architecture offer their services generally some small kind of a projects which are which can be designing and drafting. It can be 3D visualization. It can be interior designing project. 3D visualization, as you can see behind my background, there are some 3D visualization. Those 3D visualization are taught during BArch second year, third year project, during their BArch second year and third year. These 3D visualization, when students apply in one or two projects, they become confident. And various architecture schools, various architects and the architecture firms, they require 3D visualization, and students are best in doing the 3D visualization. That's why it is a very good market in India that 3D visualization can be done by architecture students. Designing and drafting. Designing and drafting can be done by architecture students mainly because during their second year and third year, they are more and more creative in nature. They are fast in drafting. That's why some of the architecture firms can actually outsource this kind of a designing and drafting to the architecture students. One thing is that very important is the interior design. Interior design is a totally creative field and a very small project which does not require any kind of a approval from the authorities. And that's why it is very important that our students can also participate in the live projects of the interior design, and many students may get interior design project, and that can also be a freelancing type. Project management is a little bit tricky. Obviously, some students know some project management skills, and there are some softwares which we teach during our education that those softwares can be taken into consideration while planning some projects in consideration with the architects who are doing the main project. Sustainable design and energy efficiency are very important. When we look into the buildings design, we teach, there are some courses like climatology, there are some courses like building bylaws, and energy efficiency, landscaping. Those courses generally deal with the energy efficiency and sustainable design. So these fresh knowledge of energy efficiency and sustainable design can be implemented in enhancing the architect's project. So this kind of services can be taken up by the architecture student to serve the architect or directly serve the client to improve or value add the architect's or client's project. So the main benefit of the freelancing in architecture, freelancing in college while doing architecture B-Arc, what kind of a benefit you will get? One benefit is that you'll gain confidence. Before going to this 6th point, I want to share one point is that architects need to understand the whole start from whole cycle of the project, from starting of the project, let's say budgeting to the designing to end the project, like execution and feedback. So all these things must be in the thumb rules or in the learned by heart or applied very effectively by the architecture students, so that they gain a little bit of confidence of doing such kind of a project in advance. So that is first thing. When you gain confidence, you will be able to take up turnkey project, which is very important. Turnkey project is a kind of a project which the client gives the whole project to an architect from designing to the execution. And that kind of a project needs little bit of confidence, and handling that kind of a project needs confidence. And immediately after doing B-Arc, you cannot handle that kind of a project. So obviously the freelancing during the B-Arc is very important. So gain confidence. Second thing is extra income. Obviously nowadays, every student would like to have some kind of extra income to visit the world, to understand what is happening in the world, and the extra pocket money is not bad. Third thing is the gain practical experience. During academic 5 year of academics, there is one 6-month training period is there. But this 6-month training period is like a very small period of time, and it requires it. In the first 3 months just goes like we just understanding what architect do. But if architecture student is doing some kind of a freelancing in collaboration with architects during their B-Arc, then it is very beneficial to gain some, they will gain some practical experience, and they can apply those in their academic projects also. Build professional network. Obviously, when they are doing some kind of a freelancing project, they will get to know the developers, they'll get to know the contractors, they'll get to know the material provider, they'll get to know architects, interior designer, plumbers, and the mason. Every contact will be in their own list of mobile contact or WhatsApp contacts. That will be beneficial for the student to actually immediately start the architecture project after doing BR. Then develop business skill. Doing business is very important. Whenever if you are doing an architecture project, or if you are doing some other kind of a project, business sense is very important. So when architects do, or BR student do freelancing projects, so obviously they'll develop some kind of a business and what is profitable for him, what kind of fees to be demanded, what kind of a charges to be, consultancy charges to be demanded, what kind of a tax are there on the consultancy charges, etc., etc. So next is work on diverse project. Academic project has a system like scales of the project gradually increase, then type of project gradually develop. But the freelancing gives you diverse project or experiences, and that can be taken up by the students. So these 6 benefits, that gain confidence, extra income, gain practical experience, build professional network, develop business skill, work on diverse projects, are main earning by freelancing during the education of architecture. Next, I'll ask Nagendra sir to focus on how to manage the freelancing during the study of architecture. Nagendra sir, over to you.
Thank you, Professor Rahman. Well said that for freelancing, if our any budding architects want to any type of freelancing project, during the learning period or during the studentship. According to me, that is very important thing, and that is the need of the 21st century. So besides how we skill up our budding architects so that our students will be successful in to manage the freelancing projects, right? So we are just giving some how we can do that one. Basically, this is essential needs of the 21st century, right? How our budding architects can explore the particular world of freelancing project while pursuing an architecture education. That is a very important thing. Why? Reason is that budding architects feel free to manage any type of project. A student feel free to manage any type of project. And freelancing offers flexibility, the opportunity to gain real world experience, practical exposure. That is very important. That matters to skill up the knowledge, to skill up the particular expertise in the particular field, right? So freelancing projects provide the chance to build professional network that can be, uh, uh, during the course and after the course, that can provide the better opportunity, right? So what are the important tips how any budding architects can manage this type of project, right, during the academic commitments? Okay, so it is essential to strike a balance. How we can manage, how we can balance your academic commitments, your assignments, your practical sheets, etc., with the freelancing work, right? So that you can excel in both field, in freelancing project also for the practical exposure, and for the degree purposes, and for the skill purposes, and for the knowledge purposes, academics commitments, right? So I am as a academician, our endeavor to provide such a skill and knowledge to our budding architects, that how our students can manage the time. I mean, first point should be the time management. So our budding architects or any student who is doing the freelancing project during the academics, we must think about that, how we can give the priority of your architecture education by allocating and dedicating your time for your coursework, projects, assignments, sheet work, architectural design projects, and studio work, etc. And also you have to find, fix the particular time, set a specific hours time for your freelance work, right? And every student, every budding architect must ensure that it does not interfere with your academic commitments, right? So you create such a schedule that accommodates both and allows you to maintain a healthy work-life balance. That's very important. So time management is very important. We will try to provide the time management skill to our budding architects. Another one is start from a small project. Number of times a student think about that, no, when we will take the particular big project and large project, then we can start. No, starting from a small thing is very important, and try to follow the micro level to macro level, how we can move, right? So a smaller freelance projects that align with your skills and expertise. And another thing, after the successful completion of that particular a small project, you feel confidence, as Professor Rahman said, confidence, gain confidence, build confidence. It's very important. Build leadership is very important. Leadership matters for such type of project. So this will help you gain experience, build your portfolio, and refine your abilities while managing your workload effectively. As regularly, slowly and slowly, you progress, you can gradually take or more substantial projects, large project, big projects. Okay. Another one is leverages your network, utilize What about the existing network? See, and we all are in the 21st century, right? You are the budding architects of 21st century. Our student will be the budding architects of 21st century, right? So networking is very important. Whatever the existing network, try to gain and enlarge your network. In 21st century, everyone say network is the net worth. So that's very important. And how we can build the connections within the architecture industry, architectural firm, and the clients, that's also important thing. So you try to create network and try to reach out with the professionals, academicians, professors, your seniors, your juniors, right? And what about the local architecture where you are pursuing architecture? For example, in Punjab, what about the local architecture? What are the features here? What about the Sikh architecture? So we can pursue such type of work. So networking can open doors and provide valuable recommendation or referrals for the future projects. So you will got the, through this type of thing, you will got the ready-made networking and ready-made upcoming projects, future projects in upcoming time. Build on online presence. Always try to provide whatever the your expertise, what about the your portfolio on the social media and the different type of professional platforms that can, socialize and provide the outreach of your expertise and your project to larger people. So that's play very important role, and that's provide the more outreach. Develop your skill, develop your expertise. Your expertise matters. So focus on what about the developing a niche or a specialization. See, everyone say a specialist is that who knows something about everything. A specialist is that who know everything about something, but can't know something about everything. That's wrong, right? So try to a specialized expertise of the particular projects, right, within the architectural field, in the world of architecture and design, right? So by owning your skills and gain up your skill in a specific area, for example, nowadays sustainable design, sustainable smart cities, sustainable smart villages, interior architecture, right? Urban planning, urban sprawl, urban peri-urbanism, etc. Different type of expertise we have. Okay, so as a freelancer, our budding architects, our students, attract the clients and require the expertise in that particular field. That's particular, provide much more importance. Another thing is how we can, provide, right? How we can determine your pricing, fair pricing, and your freelance services to the clients. That also very matters. Okay, so try to follow up in this particular field. How we can, uh, provide the fair pricing and contracts with the clients. So for these purposes, freelancer provide the freelance services based on factors, for example, project complexity, scope, and your level of experience, right? Research industry standards, and consult with some experienced faculty and mentors and the people in the particular architecture profession. So in this, additionally, we can also draft clear contracts, right, with the outline of the related particular projects expectations. What about the specification? What about the nature of the scope of the particular project? That's particular thing that matters. So what about the project expectations, deliverables, timelines, and also fix the payment term and conditions. So that's very important. And next point should be, see, being a budding architects, being a students, always try to manage your, what about the workload and commitments related with your the freelancing project, as well as, what about your academic commitments, right? So be mindful of taking on too much freelance work at the expense of your architecture education. I think we will try to manage that thing. That is very important. Okay. So my dear students, how we can focus, right? That's particular importance. What about the your prime focus? So your should be prime focus should be studies, but to earn extra money, to provide the skill of your knowledge, freelancing project is very matters, very important for you, right? So this type of project provide the strong foundation of your professional skills and career in upcoming time and present time also. So set realistic limits on the number and scope of the freelance projects. If in 1 month or 2 months, if you capable for doing or completing one project, take only one, not more. So we have to balance the particular, workload and commitments of the freelance projects as well as the academics. Of course, learning, skill up your knowledge, continuous learning. Freelancing can provide, valuable real world experience. What about the practical experience? What about the, how you can design, how you can create the particular concept? So it's important to continue learning and expanding your knowledge through architectural education and also after, doing and managing the freelancing project, right? So stay updated on industry trends. What about the new design styles available in the market? What about the, taste of the clients? That also matters. Okay. So for these particular purposes, as a academician or as a today, we always try to provide, our student to attend the workshop, seminar, webinars, okay, as well as practical experiential week. We will generally organize to enhance the skills of our budding architects in the present time, right? If need, you can take the mentorship from some experienced architect and freelancers, how they manage. So as a summary, we want to say that while freelancing, our student try to uh, balance each and everything, so that you can take freelance as a complement of your architecture education, right? So academic journey should remain the priority, right? But balancing both requires careful planning, effective time management, and commitment to maintain high standards in both areas. As a freelancer or as a budding architects, as a students, with the right approach, freelancing can enrich your learning experience and set up for your successful career in architecture. And after doing this, I think you will be, when a student will join, become the budding architects, and after completion of the Bachelor of Architecture, that a student be the rising architects, and in upcoming time, that will be the renowned architect. So in one words, we can say that in our institution, we will try to provide the some unique thing, we skill up from the, to all our students in such a way that we can provide the global attitude in local environment. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Rahman.
So I'll continue from here. We have experienced the freelancing in our in the last year. In the last year, we did a survey that how many students have done freelancing projects in architecture. So we found that 30% of our BR third year student have done freelancing projects. 50% of the fourth year student have done freelancing project. Mainly it increased mainly because of the increase in the confidence, mainly because we have done certain projects and improved the project management skill in the student during the third year. So that may have given some kind of a confidence to our student that, okay, we can do some freelancing project and take up some freelancing project. Also, between the third year and fourth year, they gain some contacts because we have sent them to some internships, summer term internships, and some study tour time. So in that case, they have gained some contacts. Now, during 5th year, every student, almost every student have done some kind of a freelancing project, be it a small project, be it a large project, be it a complete project. They have earned a lot of money, and the freelancing has given them a lot of confidence. So what were the main skills because of which they have got the freelancing project? One is the software skill. We teach a lot of softwares, and we very rigorously teach the softwares. Also, we provide certain kind of a certification to the software. Being educational institution, we can only give mark sheets also, but we also try every software does have a good amount of certification to attach to the student's resume. So then second thing is the competencies of design. We try student to send to different competitions. They go to the competitions and they win the competitions. Our students have won the competitions, and that is the main boost in the confidence. Detailed practical work. We try that live project is there. We try that practical works are very much detailed. That's why our students have earned this kind of a project in the freelancing. Now, if you look into the aggregate earning in the last year during the freelancing, our BR student in 3rd year have earned 1 lakh rupees. BR 4th-year student have earned almost 5 lakh rupees. And BR 5th-year students have earned almost 7 lakh rupees. So we can clearly see the more you grow in the BR, your earning through per project increases. Now, if I want to show you some of the project glimpses, the projects not only done in local area, but also have been done in the surrounding in the all over India. So if you look, Udit Mittal, BR 3rd-year, 5th-year student, and Midhun S. Nair, they have done projects. Udit Mittal has done the interior project. Midhun has done a refurbishing project. Means the project is already there, but they have grown the completed the project. Now Midhun has done one more project, that is a resort, completely done by him. He has completed the project. Ivuka has done project, that is the interior of the project. Then Rakesh Kumar Nayak has completed the project. Aman Goel and Jaydev collaboratively have done the kitchen project. Then Nirmal Kumar has done the interior and exterior and the architecture design project. Rakesh Kumar Nayak again has done the interior of the project. Mohit has done interior project. Mohammad Rasipari has done the full project design. Then Mohit has done one more full project here. Saurabh Saha has done project from Mumbai, Maharashtra. And so if we look into the total overall picture, we can see our students have taken out time to study as well as to participate in the freelancing projects. They have collaborated with the architects to in the freelancing projects. They have earned money, they have earned the confidence, they have gained the contacts, and it is a total overall experience of their freelancing is really good. And the most of the students who have done those freelancing projects are confident enough to continue with the architectural practice just after doing BARC. So BARC becomes a wholesome scheme or the wholesome program where you, after going through BARC, you can earn, you can set up your office, you can get lots of projects, you can earn lots of money, you can earn reputation in this society, and you will be an architect and you can totally complete a project, and that project will belongs to you. That is the main thing that we get from the client, that the client says, okay, you have done a good project. They say thank you. And that is one thing which is very much required. So in conclusion, freelancing is required to explore during the architecture education, and balancing with the study is very important. Nagendra sir, if you want to add some more points, please briefly add some points, and then we'll continue with ma'am.
Yeah, well said, Raman. Basically, see, nowadays, we have already said that freelancing provide the expertise and try to scale up in that particular project. Okay, so that is the essential things. And as a academician or as a institution, we have already provided that earn while you learn. Basically, freelancing is what? Earn. How our student will earn through the expertise, through the skill, through the knowledge, and after doing the particular completion of that particular project. So every institution try to be, explore more freelancing project. So this is the, demand and essential needs of the budding architects. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Rahman sir. Thank you so much, Nagin sir, for joining
Thank
in
you.
and for giving in this presentation. Sir, like when you were explaining certain things, we actually have had a good amount of questions from our registrants. So I would like to just pick them up. They are related in the, whatever you have told in the session. So can I do that?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this one question, it is from an anonymous attendee. It says, how can we balance our creativity and practicality while doing a design process for one client?
Okay, I'd like to answer that question. Creativity and practicality, they can go both hand in hand. And we can look into different architects all over the world. If I just give a small example of architect, starting from architect Raj Reval or architect C.P. Kukreja, or any architect, if you see any famous architect in India or all over the world, Frank Lloyd Wright, any architect, Le Corbusier, they all had creativity in hand with the practicality. So a good architect will always will not compromise neither in the creativity nor in the practicality, and the material, the building material, architectural technology, and the engineering technology, other electronics and mechanical, everything is coming in, and in a little bit a higher side, where we do not need to compromise with the creativity and practicality. Also, this artificial intelligence is coming up, where we have incorporated the artificial intelligence into our software systems, where creativity is enhanced, as along with the softwares are dealing with the practicality, like building information modeling, BIM, where creativity is also there and practicality is also there, and both are taken care hand in hand.
Yeah, I think, yeah, thank you, sir. Nagin sir, we have
Yes,
one
ma'am.
question for you.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah, so sir, this question is written as, I heard, okay, I'm reading the question here. I heard in interior designing, you have to select the material, how the material is being finished and how we can do the furnishing. So would that be told in LPU as well? And would we be studied with them?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Basically, see, whatever the material, right, that be decided as per the design and as per the requirement of the particular space. Okay. So materials, interiors, internal spaces, right? And what about the usability of the particular space? So according to the, usability of the particular space, type of the particular space, taste of the particular clients, these particular things that provides the material selection. Okay. So that depends upon the clients as well as the designers.
Okay.
Yes, we teach them in particular courses also. There is a course called building construction. There is a course called interior design in our system. There is a course called workshop, building materials, climatology, and many other courses, which we tell what kind of a building material can be utilized, and building services is there, working drawing is there, architecture design is there. So all these courses actually deal with your question, how to add on the material into different building design.
Exactly.
Right. So thank you so much. And indeed, students can come in here and join the course and hence can learn all the different skills you may require to excel in the field that you have chosen. Sarit, this last question is like, what are those challenges that one can face while going to this freelancing job and how they can overcome in respect with the architecture or the theme that we are talking about?
Okay. The same thing Nagendra sir actually answered during the presentation is that there will be challenges, mainly the time management and getting the projects and getting the payment money. So for the time management student, we generally have done one very interesting thing in our curriculum is that whenever a student gets a project which is equivalent to our architecture academic project, the student will be allowed to use that project as the continuous assessment marks. So whenever he does that kind of a project, we will allow him, okay, he or her, we will allow to take up that project very broadly, and we will tell them, okay, bring your project, complete project, submit to the client, and we will mark you as per the detailing of the project, whatever you have done on site or whatever you have submitted to the client. And we'll take up that as a CA mark. That means continuous assessment mark, assignment marks, and practical marks, etc. That is one thing. Second thing is that we can provide duty leave. Say, for example, the students require certain kind of attendance in our LPU, that is 75% attendance. But if he goes or she goes for the site visit or client visit, it is possible for the student to lose attendance. But we will not. We will try that if the student is getting some kind of a project in hand and his genuine project, he is going for the client visit or site visit, we will allow duty leave to the student. You go and visit the client and we will allow duty leave. That means we will allow attendance to the student. These are the two important things that we are considering in our curriculum. And regarding the payment or the fees, that student will face the challenge of payment and the fees, that we will be teaching those in our professional practice. There is a course where we will teach how to take the payment, how can you deal with the payment processes, etc. So these are the three main challenges, and we have tackled down those three main challenges in our curriculum, in our system itself.
I want to add on something. See, whatever the explained by the Mr. Rahman, we will also try to see, there is no place without having some problem and challenges. Challenges is everywhere. So leadership quality matters, confidence matters, skill matters, knowledge matters. Okay. So we train our student at budding architects in such a way that provide the leadership and confidence through the participation, active participation of all students in different student chapters. We have 5 to 6 student chapters, different type of clubs. Okay, FSAI chapters, SOCHAM chapters, ASRE, American Society chapters, Indian Society chapters. Okay, IGBC student chapter. So a student will participate in that particular events, build confidence, build leadership, and try to challenge, if there is any challenge, students be able to tackle that particular challenge. So due to leadership and skill and behavior and particular knowledge, a student will manage to each and everything.
Definitely, sir. And I think students do not need to take any tension if they get the projects. I mean, all your things are taken care of, all your academic things, let's say responsibilities that you might have to get attendance or maybe the marks or anything, that is taken care of. So you can just come in here, you can visit the university, you can take up the course, and hence can get all the benefits of it. And I think,
Yes.
sir, we're done with the queries. And now I would just want your permission to
Just,
wrap.
just want to the last line of all budding architects say, architecture education is the noble profession. My dear students, my dear budding architects, architecture is very noble profession, and this is such a 100% professional course. So architecture, after completion of the particular course and during the continuing like freelancing projects, a student will got particular job, 100% employability in this particular profession, either in different type of career pathways. So if you are creative, if you are, if you have imagination to do something creative, you know, if you are thinking about the tangible and intangible aspects of the in the world of architecture and design, my dear students, we welcome you as a upcoming, you know, budding architects, budding designers, budding creator. So you people will join the architecture profession as a PR course. Thank you.
Definitely, sir. Thank you so much. And at the end, I also want to thank all the attendees for joining in, for giving in your questions as assistants as well. So with this, I take your leave and meet you soon in the next webinar. And until then, stay safe and stay healthy. And at last, thank you so much, sir. Most of
Okay,
us.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.